What is going on, Arizona sports fan family? How are we doing out here today on this Friday morning, ladies and gentlemen? Big shout out to the people that are currently in the chat right now. Man, it has been a very, very long time since we went live on this YouTube platform. It's been a very long time, but ladies and gentlemen, we are here. We have football back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not sure if you're excited, but I'm stoked. I'm absolutely super excited here. Ladies and gentlemen, football is back. Let me know if you guys go ahead. You can hear me, right? I'm going to go give some shout outs here pretty soon. Let me know if you guys are going to go to the game today. Let me know, man. It's been a while since we've been live here today, so I appreciate you guys for tuning in. All 29 of you guys here. Definitely shout out to let's see here. Gaming. We got Bryce, Andrew, Michael up in the house, Monty up in the house. What's up? I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're going to have a fun-filled show today. We're going to be talking everything Cardinals versus Broncos, ladies and gentlemen, which we did hear that we're going to be seeing Russell Wilson and a lot of the starters over there in the Broncos country. So, I'm excited to see how our starting defense is going to line up against their starting offense. So a lot to dive into today, ladies and gentlemen. I got, what to kind of expect for this preseason, players to look out for, and we're also going to be talking about the season just in general and what you guys are feeling like. Now, we do have a poll question at the top of the chat. If you guys don't mind, go ahead and place a vote on there. The question says to you guys, are the Arizona Cardinals going to compete this year? And yes, I put a very low bar. I put 6+ wins. So if you think the Arizona Cardinals are going to compete at least with 6+ wins, let me know in the chat below and go ahead and cast your vote here at the top of the chat on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. We do got our very first super chat, ladies and gentlemen. Super chat of the day. We got Ethan coming up here with the $2 donation. He says, "Let's go. Good to be back." Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm super excited. I'm going to be going to the game today, so I'm excited to kind of see firsthand what's going to happen right now. We have heard Jonathan Gannon come out here and kind of give us some tidbits about what to expect in this first week of preseason. He's been being very cryptic. He's been very, very cryptic so far in this this off season and this training camp and stuff like that. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Jonathan up in the house. What's up, Jonathan? Appreciate you coming here, man. He says, "Game day, baby. Bird gang." Absolutely, man. I'm stoked, y'all. I'm stoked. Got another super chat coming in here from Mace. What's up, Mace? He says, "Hey, good to see you again. You have always been my favorite sports guy to go to. When do you think Kyler will be back?" I'm going to go week. Oh, man, we got the same mindset, man. We got the same mindset. I think Kyler Murray is coming back sooner than most of these talking heads out there. I think Kyler Murray is coming back sooner than we all think. And we're going to be diving into that here as well, because there's some people out there that really want Kyler Murray to be like sitting out the rest of the season. I don't get it. I don't understand it, right? Especially if you're pro Kyler Murray, you want Kyler Murray to come back. You don't want us to end this season with a 3-4 win season and expect Kyler Murray to be here next year, right? With the top 5 pick, you know how our organization is. We're going to be diving into that here pretty soon I guess more a little later on into the show. I think week 3 is a good number. I would say maybe week 4, week 5 to kind of give a little bit more buffer, but I'm right there with you, man. I think they're going to come back. He's going to come back sooner than not. And he's going to go ahead and shut up a lot of people that think he's not going to come back until November or something like that. So I think week 3 sounds about right. Week 3, week 4, week 5 is what I'm kind of aiming out here for Kyler Murray to return. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get started here on this show. Let's talk about what to expect. Cardinals versus Broncos. Now, what I talked about Jonathan Gannon being very, very cryptic about this game and not really giving us very much to go off of. The media ended up asking him, what we're going to be expecting, right? Like, what's the game plan going to be looking at? And this is exactly what Jonathan Gannon ended up coming out here in his latest press conference and saying. Now, let's go ahead and dive right into it.
Have any sense of what you're planning on doing Friday night, that first preseason game, in terms of rotation or guys?
Yeah, we're locked and loaded. But when you guys ask me other things, I'll say, yeah, we're still talking about it. Yeah, we're ready to go. You guys will see what you want to see.
Locked and loaded, ladies and gentlemen. He says the Arizona Cardinals are locked and loaded. And not just that, we are going to see what we want to see. That's what Jonathan Gannon went out and said. We're going to see what we want to see. What do you guys want to see? What do you guys want to see out in the chat, right? All the real Cardinal fans, the Bird Gang out there, what do you guys want to see? What I want to see is I want to see our young rookie quarterback get a lot of reps. I want to see our young wide receiver that we just drafted this year get a lot of reps. Now, unfortunately, we might not see BJ Ojulari because he had a hand issue. Now, he did come back, but it might be a little too soon to kind of throw him into preseason game 1. But I want to see a lot of these rookies out here really come out here and make a staple point. That's what I want to see, right? So when Gannon comes out here and says he's lock and loaded, that we're lock and loaded and we're ready to go, that gets me pumped, y'all. That gets me so excited to really think that, man, this regime, now, granted, yes, they really haven't proved very much on the field yet, right? And I'm going to try to pump my brakes as much as I possibly can, but football is back. And there is a level of, obviously, when the first season kind of turns around, you kind of get a little bit of excitement, right? Because there's a little hopefulness. There's a little a thought towards the idea of, man, maybe this team can compete with this new regime. Now, Super Bowl, I'm not saying Cardinals are Super Bowl contenders. No, I'm not saying that. I just want to see a team that's competent. I want to see a team that's capable. I want to see a team that plays hard throughout the rest of the 60 minutes, right? A 60-minute game. I want to see play hard throughout the 60 minutes. Offense, defense, and special teams. That's what I'm looking for, right? That's exactly what I'm looking for. So Jonathan Gannon comes out here and says, we're going to see what we want to see. All right. I want to see some young guys get a lot of reps. That's what I want to see. That's what I would love to see. Now, I do got another clip to go ahead and show you here. Somebody ended up asking him about this preseason, right? The media ended up asking Jonathan Gannon, what are you going to kind of see? What are we going to be looking at in this first week 1 of preseason? Is this a must win, or do you want to win this game? This is what Jonathan Gannon ended up saying.
Players and not playing their foundational guys. Does it matter that you win these games starting this week?
Yeah, every time you strap it up and go in between the white lines, you want to win the game. So that's always the number one goal.
The mentality, ladies and gentlemen, the mentality and thought of every single time we get onto the field, we want to win a game. That's amazing. That's amazing. I haven't had this level of excitement or level of intensity since BA was here, right? Now, we remember BA. He didn't really care too much about the preseason, and I'm fully aware of that. Now, I think Jonathan Gannon does have something to prove. I do. Deep down, I think he wants to win, right? Now, I understand where everybody's feeling, right? There's some people in the chat. There's some people out in the Cardinals world, right? The Bird Gang that doesn't feel like the season's going to go very far, right? There's some Cardinal fans out there that want us to tank because of Caleb Williams. They want us to tank because of Marvin Harrison Jr., right? But the idea of the Arizona Cardinals actually competing, man, that makes me a little bit more excited. Now, obviously, it's going to be a different tune when we get into, March and April, because a top 5 pick will most likely guarantee you either of those two players, just depending on where the Arizona Cardinals will be going at. But I don't like the idea of tanking. I don't. Now, if the Arizona Cardinals come out here and put their best efforts out and they only win 3 or 4 games, but they're competitive in every single game, hey, I would take that in a heartbeat. Would I be sad that we only won 3 games? Yes, of course I would be, right? But the idea of us actually starting to be in games and not flopping over and showing our bellies, that honestly is a huge win, right? Especially coming off this last regime. This last regime that we ended up having, what did they call us? They called us pretty boy football. They called us pretty boy football, which means nobody respected the offense of Cliff Kingsbury. Nobody did. Nobody respected it. It didn't evolve. It didn't get to a level of, this is what the foundation is, and we're adding, right, some pieces to make it evolve. This offense never evolved, or at least this last regime's offense never evolved. It was the same thing over and over again. And I think that was the biggest problem, right? That was the biggest problem. Players stopped believing in the vision. That there was no intensity. There was no repercussion. There was nothing there that was setting a foundation of the culture of what I hope that Jonathan Gannon is bringing into this new organization, because he preaches a lot. He preaches a lot in, we have a lot of work to do. So he's not trying to sell you a, what do you want to call it? Like a candy coated poop, right? He's not trying to sell you that, right? He understands where we are as a roster, right? He understands where we are at right now. He understands what the last regime has done, and we're trying to fix the pieces. He's fully aware of that. But we're making the right pieces, the right moves to get better and better, right? That whole cliche, what was that? That cliche that everyone says 1% better every day, right? I truly think that that's what Jonathan Gannon is looking out for. 1% better each day. Because where we're at right now, we're here. And if we can get better and better and better and better and better and better by the time the end of the season comes in and we're actually being very competitive to a competitive team, okay, let's go. That's what I'm looking for too. That's what I'm looking for too. So the idea of Jonathan Gannon, or JG, let's call him JG, is a lot shorter. Jonathan Gannon, right? JG, wanting to win every single game. That's exciting. That's exciting. Now, are we going to win every single game? That's remained to be seen. That's remained to be seen. But that's very, very exciting to hear a coach that is not going to settle for, oh, this is just preseason, right? He's not going to settle for it. This is just No, he wants to win. Anytime you stand between the white lines or on the field and lace up your cleats, he's going to want to win. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. So we're going to see some starters for the Denver Broncos. We're going to see Russell Wilson. We're going to see their wide receiving core. Probably going to see their running backs. We might not see them a lot because this is preseason game 1. And Sean Payton, although he's a name, right? Let's put it out there. Sean Payton is a name. So he really doesn't need to prove that much. He has a Super Bowl under his belt. JG, our head coach, wants to come out here and punch them in the mouth. I could almost guarantee you he wants to do that. Now, even if the Arizona Cardinals go 3-0 preseason, doesn't mean anything. It's preseason, but still, it's a step in the right direction. A step in the right direction. So here are some players that I'm excited to watch. Here are some players that I'm excited to watch. And definitely let me know in the chat here what if you guys agree with me, do you not agree with me? Here are some players that I'm excited to watch. Player number 1 is going to be none other than this man right here. Players to watch. Mr. Quarterback Clayton Tune. And let me tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen. This guy might be getting a lot of playing time. Because if indeed JG, if he's going to go with Colt McCoy being the starter, we might see a lot of this young man. We might see a lot of this young man. But I'm going to take it back to this. I'm going to take it back to this clip right here on the plan. Let's listen into the plan of what JG said, especially the last 5 to 10 seconds of this clip. Let's go ahead and chime back into it.
Have any sense of what you're planning on doing Friday night, that first preseason game, in terms of rotation or guys?
Yeah, we're locked and loaded. But when you guys ask me other things, I'll say, yeah, we're still talking about it. Yeah, we're ready to go. You guys will see what you want to see.
You guys are going to see what you want to see. And there was also, and I didn't get the clip of this, but in that same press conference, he did mention to the fact that he's going to tell the team the decisions that they're going to be doing and why they're going to be playing the way they're going to be playing out in this preseason. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to be getting a lot of this man right here. We're going to be getting a lot of Clayton Tune. And let me tell you right now, right? I'm not setting expectation to this young kid to be the next franchise quarterback for the year. No, that's not what I'm trying to go for. But what I'm really trying to go for here is maybe a backup quarterback for the future, right? Unless he does completely come out here and ball out, then that's a different story for a different day. But I really want to see what this kid can do. This guy put up 40 touchdowns in his collegiate year last year. I believe it was 30 touchdowns the year before. Over 4,000 yards this guy threw. Prototypical quarterback. It's so intriguing. It's so intriguing. So much upside. that I'm very, very excited to see what this young man can do. Now, he's not the only one. I see it in the chat. I see it in the chat. I see people coming up here and saying, Michael Wilson. That's my other player to watch too, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Wilson, wide receiver. Now, here, let me tell you what excites me about this young kid. A, had a really good camp, or at least that's what we've been hearing, right? I've been to a few camps here myself, and I've seen him in some highlights and what his connection was with either Colt McCoy, which he played a lot more with Colt McCoy than Tune. But, man, this kid, if he can stay healthy, I'm excited to see what he can become. I saw some people out there saying maybe the next Michael Thomas. Now, granted, when Michael Thomas was good, he was a top 10, top 7, top 5 wide receiver. Unfortunately, the injuries got the best of him, and we haven't really seen or heard very much about Michael Thomas. I think he's actually going to be playing this year. But this kid can be very, very good. 6'2". This is a wide receiver. We haven't drafted a wide receiver this tall in a very long time. I'm excited. Michael Wilson. This kid could be our number one if he can develop. If he can develop to be that number one, this guy can be it right here. Had some flashes. The last training camp that I ended up going to, this guy got 2 touchdowns. Now, yes, I get it, right? It's training camp. I get it. Still exciting. Still exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Still exciting. So my 2 players to watch, Clayton Tune, which I think we're going to be getting a lot of him, and Michael Wilson. Those are my 2 players to watch. Now, we got some notable people to talk about, right? We got some notable people to talk about. Greg Dortch. We've been talking about Greg Dortch on this channel for a very long time. We take this back until last year. At one point, I made a bold take, and I said Greg Dortch is better than Rondale Moore. You know how much hate I got for that? You know how much hate I got for people saying, what are you talking about? Rondale Moore is a high-round pick. I've seen what I've seen from Greg Dortch, and I like Greg Dortch. I really do. I want to see what he can do in this preseason, because what he has done for this organization when things were bad, I felt like he was the best wide receiver we've had in a very, very long time. And he was able to stay healthy throughout the seasons. Dependable. He's always there. Yeah, people didn't like when I said Greg Dortch was better than Rondale Moore. People didn't like that very much, but I'm still staying true to it. I'm excited to see Greg Dortch. We probably will see Buddha very, very lightly. And I mean maybe a series, maybe 2. It is best for those young guy or those older vets to not play very much in this preseason, because let's be honest, right? Preseason is preseason. Now, if JG wants to put him out there against the Broncos starters, okay, I'm down. It would be amazing to see Buda Baker get a pick off of Russell Wilson. It would be amazing. I get it, it's preseason, but it gives us a little juice, right? Gives us a little juice heading into the regular season. I think we might see Buda and the rest of the defense as much as we're going to see the offense, starting offense of the Broncos, which I don't think it's going to be very much. Sean Payton did come out and say they're going to be starting, right? The starters are going to be starting. That's what Sean Payton came out and said. It could be a series. It could be 2 series. But other than that, I don't think it's going to be very much. And I think that's what we're going to be looking at maybe of the starters of the Arizona Cardinals. I'm only assuming. Here we go. We got a contribution coming in here. We got super chat from Jonathan. What's up, brother? Appreciate the contribution, my dude. He says, if we ball out with Tune or Murray, do you think we should trade one of our first-round picks or use them both? Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. And we're going to be diving into why I don't like the idea of tanking later on into the stream, because there's a cause and effect to it. But if Murray can come back and actually be very, very well, or Tune can show us some flashes, what I would like the Cardinals to do is use that first round pick, trade back, right? I'm not saying like maybe trade back into the draft. It just depends though. Like it depends, because if we're sitting at the Texans pick at number 2, you got an option to get Marvin Harrison Jr., right? And that might be one of those wide receivers that can transcend this offense very, very, very quickly. So it just depends on where the Texans pick is. If the Cardinals do better than we think, and we're sitting at what, like let's say 15 to 20, maybe if you want to trade that pick and accumulate more picks, right? Get some Monty Ossenfort picks in here. Maybe I'm cool with that. It just kind of really depends on the prospects and who's going to be available. But I don't know, that Marvin Harrison Jr., man, like that seems to be the creme de la creme to me. So it just depends, I guess. But I'm leaning towards trade a pick if the Cardinals are better than we are, right? And if the Texans suck as much as we all hope that they're going to suck. Hopefully that makes sense. But I would say trade one back if the Cardinals are better than we think. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question because I know there's a lot of naysayers. There's a lot of people that are just kind of like, I don't know, right? We're just kind of, we're stuck, right? We're stuck in the middle of, we want the hope. We want the idea of the Arizona Cardinals to succeed, but we understand the realism of the highlight of this offseason was, let's be honest, the draft. The draft was very good. And we're not used to draft picks working out for Cardinals. We're not used to it. So if they can work out, they're going to get the opportunity with this new regime. Let's just put it that way. Let's put it that way. So yes, Greg Dortch. I think Greg Dortch is going to be a very, very good player to look out for. These are my notable people. Greg Dortch. Paris Johnson Jr. Yeah, I saw that in the chat a little later on. Yeah, I think Paris Johnson Jr. is definitely a player to look out for sure, right? Our first round pick. He's going to have a lot of eyes on him. A lot of eyes on him because, there's going to be some people saying, Will Anderson Jr. was there. Although he didn't do very much in this last preseason game against, the Patriots. But I mean, it is what it is, right? Yeah, Paris Johnson Jr. definitely. Another player to look out for. I think maybe by week 2 or week 3 of preseason, I'm going to be putting BJ Ojulari in there for sure. Because this guy can be good. BJ Ojulari can be good for sure. And I'm so glad he was available in the second round for the Arizona Cardinals to snag. Definitely very excited about that. So Paris Johnson Jr. Oh, here we go. Got somebody in the chat says Paris Johnson Jr. versus Zach Allen. Y'all, how did I forget Zach Allen's in the Broncos? How did I forget that? You're right. Zach Allen is with the Broncos now. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. I forgot about that. Paris Johnson Jr. versus Zach Allen. Wow. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see what Paris Johnson's going to do. I hope he can be a dependable right tackle for the Arizona Cardinals. Because if we do, DJ Humphries, Paris Johnson on the other side, hey, man, let's get it going. Let's get it going. We got somebody in the chat says, is he playing tonight? Honestly, it's hard to say because the way that Jonathan Gannon, and I'm only kind of spitballing here, right? We don't have any complete confirmation as of right now. The way that Jonathan Gannon was talking about being that he just came back this week, I don't think we're going to see BJ Ojulari personally. If we do, I would be surprised. I would say maybe target more for week 2 or week 3 of preseason for BJ Ojulari. If he does play, hey, that's dynamite. But I don't know. I think they might hold him back maybe just for one more game because he just came back because he had the hand injury that he ended up getting. So, yeah. No, I'm sorry. No, he was injured to come back. I'm sorry. I'm getting confused with Majay. My bad. Majay had the hand injury. But yes, being that BJ just came back, I don't know. We'll see. TBD. We'll see. TBD. So the game starts at 7 p.m. Arizona time. Yes, Arizona time. If you guys are not fully aware, Broncos versus Cardinals are going to kick off today, 7 p.m. Arizona time. In Arizona time, it's at a time on its own. So if you guys don't live in Arizona, you might just need to look up on Google Arizona time because sometimes we're Pacific, sometimes we're Central. We just do our own thing. Like we never change times ever. So just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm excited. So those are my players to watch. Those are the real ones that I'm excited to watch right here. Clayton Tune and Michael Wilson. Players to watch right here. And some notable guys, Greg Dortch and Paris Johnson Jr. Those are my notable guys. But these ones are really what I'm looking forward to right here. That's what this preseason is going to be about. This preseason is different to me. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. This preseason is different to me. And I think because we got a lot of young talent that we're going to start seeing them very, very soon. I think that's what's exciting. I think that's what's exciting. I think that's what's exciting. That we got a lot of young talent coming out of the draft, right? We'll see, right? A lot of questions. How's Isaiah Simmons going to do, right? How's Isaiah Simmons going to do playing in the secondary? How's Zaven Collins going to do being moved over to outside linebacker? There's just so many moves changed. How's our cornerbacks going to hold up? Antonio Hamilton, Marco Wilson. How are our cornerbacks going to hold up, right? Our number 1 and number 2. How are they going to hold up? It's a lot of unknown. And I think that's kind of what the excitingness to it, right? That's what the excitingness is to it. What I would love to see is a competent, competitive team. That's what I want to see. And so far, JG has said that we're doing all the right things. We're getting better, right? Still a lot of work to do, but we're getting better. Still a lot of work to do, but we're getting better. So those are my guys to look out for. Michael Wilson, wide receiver, and Clayton Tune. Pretty simple. Pretty simple there. People in the chat here. I got somebody in the chat says, I wonder how Marco Wilson's going to do it. That's one of the biggest mysteries, man. That's one of the biggest mysteries out there is what's Marco Wilson going to do? Is he going to develop to be that guy? We heard Nick Rallis come out and say he's got all the tools to be great, right? But he's still working, right? He's got all the tools to be good, to be great, but he's just still working right now to develop it to becoming that guy for the Cardinals. So, you know, a lot of unknown, a lot of new. Jonathan Gannon new to a head coaching role. Drew Petzing new to offensive coordinator role. Nick Riley's new to a defensive coordinator role. This can either work very, very well or not. And I think that's what's exciting. I think that's what's exciting. The unknown. The unknown. We got my guy Saijin in the chat saying Tune. Tune. Absolutely, ladies and gentlemen. You need to tune in today. And I think we're going to have very fun. We're going to have a lot of fun with this catchphrase. We're going to have a lot of fun with this catchphrase on this offseason, especially if Tune develops to be the guy that in February, in March, we were talking about in this chat. I don't know if anybody in this chat, that 93 of you guys are in here right now, and I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Do you guys remember when we were doing mock drafts? Do you guys remember when we were doing rebuilding the Arizona Cardinals? Anybody in the chat, were you guys in those videos? We were talking about Clayton Tune in February. We were talking about Clayton Tune in March. And I think it's very, very exciting that the Arizona Cardinals ended up drafting him. That might be the gem, man. That might be the gem. And I think that's what's exciting me more than anything is that we here on this channel, we're talking about Clayton Tune way before the Cardinals were even thinking about drafting him. So I think that's what's exciting. That's what's exciting. Somebody in the chat says, hopefully Cardinals win. Yeah, I mean, right? Per Jonathan Gannon, anytime we're on the field, the hope and prayer is for us to win. Every game matters. Preseason or not, every game matters. Every game matters. Somebody in the chat says, tune me up. Absolutely. If you guys are just stopping by, definitely do me a huge favor if you guys haven't done so already. Smack the like button. Helps out the algorithm. If this is your first time here and you're a Cardinal fan, join the community. Join the community. Just go ahead and hit that smack that like button. Also subscribe. On the road to 13K. I think we hit 12K not so long ago. So I appreciate you guys for subscribing. All the new subscribers coming through. Subscribe it up. Also, make sure you put your post notification bell on as well so you're aware of when we drop the next video. So yeah, definitely subscribe it up. Tune in today, 7 p.m. AZ time, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's continue. Let's continue to talk and keep this show going. Because this is something that I want to ask you guys. This is something that I wanted to ask you guys. Because this kind of seems to be the notion of Cardinal fans out there. Whenever we think of the idea of, are the Cardinals going to be competitive Or are they going to tank? That's my question to you guys. That's my question to you guys. Are the Cardinals going to be competitive or are they going to tank? Here is my thought process and why I do not want the Arizona Cardinals to tank. Now, if the Cardinals are competitive, but we lose still, but we're competitive, that's what I'm looking for, right? That's what I'm looking for as an organization. That's not tanking to me. That's just a roster that wasn't put very well together or just new, right? It's all new. Here's why I don't want the Arizona Cardinals to tank. And this is what confuses me. This is what confuses me as a Cardinal fan, right? To me, Kyler Murray is still my quarterback right now. Right now, as we're speaking, 8/11/2023, the start of the first preseason, Kyler Murray is still my quarterback right now, right? It's like when our old general manager ended up saying, yeah, Josh Rosen's our quarterback for now, right? That's my same thought process. Kyler Murray's my quarterback right now. He is. Unless something unforeseeable happens in this season, and I mean Clayton Tune outperforms, Colt McCoy outperforms, right? It's something crazy, right? Colt McCoy takes us to the playoffs, a fringe playoff team. Or Tune does that, right? Kyler Murray is still my quarterback. I think it's his job to lose as of right now. Now, this is what confuses me. I've seen some Cardinal fans out there that are so die-hard Kyler Murray fans. Not Cardinal fans, Kyler Murray fans. So there's a difference, right? There's a difference between you're a Cardinal fan and a Kyler Murray fan. There's a difference. And if you don't know, let me explain to you. Cardinal fans want the Cardinals organization to succeed. Kyler Murray fans do not want any negativity to be said about Kyler Murray. He's a god. It's end all be all. Wherever he gets moved to, if he gets moved to, they will follow him. And that will be their new team. There's a difference. Big difference. Kyler Murray is my quarterback right now. I want to reemphasize because I know there's some people out there already starting to kind of spin their wheel. Oh my God, Mike's saying Kyler Murray's not. No, I'm not saying that. Kyler Murray is my quarterback right now. He's the number one starter. He's the guy. But I don't understand the people that really, really, really are Kyler Murray fans and want this Cardinals organization to tank. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And here's the reason why. Yes, Jonathan Gannon came to this organization because we have a franchise quarterback, right? That's what he said. Jonathan Gannon came here because we have a franchise quarterback. That's what Jonathan Gannon said. It's what enticed him to come to the Cardinals. But ladies and gentlemen, there's no attachment. There's no attachment. Jonathan Gannon didn't draft Kyler. Monty Alstonfort didn't draft Kyler. So for the people out there that are saying the Arizona Cardinals are going to tank because we need to get Marvin Harrison Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, really put this into perspective. If the Arizona Cardinals go 2 wins, 3 wins, and because you want them to tank, I'm talking about Kyler Murray fans, not Cardinal fans. Kyler Murray fans that want the Cardinals organization to tank because they want Marvin Harrison Jr., the Cardinals are most likely going to move off of Kyler. There's very, very rare opportunity that you find yourself within the top 5 pick. Very, very rare opportunity. So you don't want this Arizona Cardinals to tank. You shouldn't want this Arizona Cardinals organization to tank because if we only win 2 or 3 games, you know how many questions they're going to be out there about your quarterback, Kyler Murray? Your favorite player, Kyler Murray? Maybe being out of a job? Maybe getting traded to God knows where? That's what baffles me. That's what I don't understand, where people are like, oh, they're just so one-minded. They're so one-sided. Do you think Kyler Murray's job is safe if we have 2 or 3 wins this season? Do you truly, truly think that the Arizona Cardinals are going to say, Kyler Murray, you're 100% our quarterback, and we have a top 2, maybe a top 5 pick? Because we got 2 picks in the first round. If we suck and the Texans suck, Vegas is predicting the Cardinals to win, 4 games? The Texans are not very far away from that. So if the Cardinals have 2 top 5 picks and we're a 2-win team, y'all, really think about it. Kyler Murray, there's going to be a lot more questions. I don't think the best interest for the Arizona Cardinals is to tank. It's not. Now, if you're saying tank because this roster isn't very good, okay, well, that's not tanking. That's just an inability of having a good roster on the field, right? It's just us not being able to compete with the real big dogs out in the NFL, right? That's a big difference. Tanking is purposely losing because you want to get a top draft pick in this year's draft. If you're a Kyler Murray fan over a Cardinal fan, you don't want that. Trust me. Trust me. Because Caleb Williams, man out of USC, is turning a lot of heads. And all the people that are talking about Kyler Murray leaving and they don't want him here anymore, that noise is going to get louder and louder and louder and louder. So take that mindset out of your head. You do not want the Arizona Cardinals to tank. Trust me, especially if you're a Kyler Murray fan over a Cardinal fan, or if you came to this organization because of Kyler Murray, you do not want the Cardinals to tank. You don't. There's no real attachment to JG and Monty Ossenfort to our current quarterback. There isn't. This is a business. JG has his job to look out for, and so does Monty Ossenfort. It's a business. It's the ugly side of the business, but it's a business. And I think that's one thing that people aren't quite understanding, right? They're hearing people saying, oh, we should tank to get Marvin Harrison Jr. I love the idea of getting it. Oh, trust me. Oh, that would be a dynamite pickup. Dynamite pickup. But you don't want this Arizona Cardinals organization to tank. Because if we do, I almost can guarantee you, if we have 2 top 5 picks, Marvin Harrison Jr., you're an Arizona Cardinal. And maybe a top quarterback, you're an Arizona Cardinal. It's the harsh reality. Doesn't matter if you're under contract. Because you know why? They're going to look at Kyler, especially all the people that do not like Kyler, and there is a lot of them. Right now, I would say 30% of the organization wants Kyler gone. Maybe more. You don't want him to tank. Trust. Trust when I say that. Jonathan, what's up, brother? Appreciate another contribution. He says, let's not forget, even if we do draft someone, they can choose not to play. If we tank to get a top draft pick, it might backfire as well. Facts. Facts. Tanking is not to the best interest for this new regime, right? To you as a Cardinal fan, for the people, right? I'm sorry, not everybody. There's some awesome people in this chat, but for the people out there that are saying tank, that's not going to look good for Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon is a head coach. He does not want to be known for tanking, right? Didn't that get Brian Flores fired, right? Now, granted, yes, there was that whole thing that Brian Flores said that it was actually the management that made him tank those last games. Nobody wants to hire Brian Flores anymore as a head coach. Why? Because your name is tainted. Jonathan Gannon doesn't want to get that name tainted. He wants to win every single game. All we need to do is have these organizations truly believe in what he's preaching. These players need to believe in what Jonathan Gannon's preaching. And if they do, we can be a better team than we think. Because James Conner is a dog. Our offensive line, we got some good people on there, right? It's still kind of unknown. We got some wide receivers. We got Marquise Hollywood Brown, and the connection with him and Kyler is beautiful, but we don't know when Kyler's coming back. But we got some very, serviceable wide receivers. Our tight end group, I would say dog, right? When Zach Ertz comes back, dog. Great. If Trey McBride can be good, dog. Our defense is a little skeptical. The biggest, I guess, compliment that we have on our defense is our safeties, right? Budda Baker and Jalen Thompson, as long as he can stay healthy, I think we have a very, very good safety group. Cornerback is still kind of up in the air. I'm excited to see what Zaven Collins is going to do off the edge. Kazir White coming in here, knowing Jonathan Gannon's defense. You know, there's definitely some things to look forward to. The progression. The progression. We haven't seen very much of Trey McBride because he's been hurt. He's listed as questionable. That's why we've been seeing number 81, the tight end. And I always butcher his name, but his first name is Noah. I believe it's Toigai. If I most likely butchered it, but number 81. We've been seeing a lot of him in training camp. A lot of him. Because Trey McBride is hurt. Zach Ertz is still recovering from his major injury. And if we can just get them all back, right, all the weapons, we could have a serviceable offense. Let's not forget, our last regime put us in a bad position. Let's not forget that. We were playing a college-style offense for years, and it finally caught up to us. We were playing a college-type offense for years, and it finally caught up to us. That was the biggest problem, the lack of adjustments. Our 11 couldn't beat their 11. We couldn't move the ball down the field. That was the biggest problem. The scheme. Didn't Kyler Murray come out and say we were systematically effed? Y'all remember that? When they were asking what happened during that fourth down, it was like a 4th and short, and Kyler Murray chucked the ball deep to DeAndre Hopkins, and we didn't convert it, and it was actually a really huge, crucial move, and he said we were systematically effed. I'm telling you. There's a lot. There's a lot to go into what style offense we were running. And it couldn't work for a long period of time. We got found out. Got another contribution coming in here. What's up, Jason? It's been a long time. So what's up, Mike? New regime. I'm excited. I am too. I am too. And I know some people out there are not excited about the idea of the Arizona Cardinals. I get it. Who do we have week 1 in the regular season? Who do we have week 1 against in the regular season? The Arizona Cardinals play who? And I know the answer. I'm just asking you guys. Commanders, right? Play the Commanders. After the Commanders, the Giants. After the Giants, the Cowboys. Y'all, we're playing the NFC least. I hope they're the NFC least this year. I mean, if the Cardinals play their cards right, y'all, we're playing the Commanders, and then we're playing the Giants, and then we're playing the Cowboys. We beat the Cowboys with Kyler Murray. Okay, well, it's at our house, right? It's our house, so it's not going to be at the Cowboy Stadium, which is unfortunate because I feel like Kyler Murray plays lights off over there. We beat the Cowboys. At least historically. We have 3 games that are very winnable. I think the Giants are going to be better than people expect. Yes, I'm not trying to sell the Giants short. And I'm not trying to sell the Commanders short off as well. We got a real possibility to maybe be 2-1. 1-1. We got a real possibility here. Got a real possibility. So let's not give up hope yet. What's up, Jason? Another contribution coming our way. He says, it's nice to have you back. A great draft by our GM. Facts, bro. Facts. Absolute facts. I agree. Thank you. I'm excited to be back too. I was very nervous to go live because it's been a very long time since I've been live. I was like, thought I was going to stumble upon my words. But yeah, I was very nervous to go live. I'm glad to be back too. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I really do. We start off this season, Commanders, the Giants, and the Cowboys. That's how we're starting off the season. Here we go. Now, yes, the tail end, our schedule gets harder. I'm not going to lie to you because after that, we got the 49ers, the Bengals, the Rams, the Seahawks. It gets hard. It does. But I mean, we could do some damage. Got to stay the course. Got to believe in what Jonathan Gannon's preaching. That's what you got to do. Someone in the chat says Colt needs to be a broadcasting booth. Colt McCoy didn't have a good training camp. He had some really good days of flashes. Colt McCoy did. He had some really good days of flashes, but I don't think Colt McCoy had a great training camp. I truly don't. I truly don't. And it's maybe me being biased because I want this man to start, right? I want this man to start. But I don't think he had the best of training camps. We'll see. Jason coming up with another donation. What's up, brother? It's back-to-back donations from my guy Jason. He says, Paris Johnson and Michael Wilson gonna be studs. I hope so, brother. I hope so. I hope so. Well, think of it this way. The Arizona Cardinals draft picks, right? This year, Paris Johnson Jr. at 6, B.J. Ojulari at 41, and then we got Garrett Williams at 72, and then Michael Wilson at 94. We had two third-round picks, 2 of them. Garrett Williams, Michael Wilson Jr. Out of those 4 players, y'all, if 2 of those 3 can land, that's more than Steve Keim has ever given us in the draft. More than Steve Keim could have given us in the draft. We got a real possibility for these young studs to turn out. Paris Johnson Jr., stud. Right? At least in the collegiate level. In the high school level, stud. B.J. Ojulari, man. Give me B.J. Ojulari week 1. Let's go. Garrett Williams, maybe our savior and cornerback, right? Very, very high praise. Could have been a top, we could put a 2nd round pick, but he was hurt. Cardinals took a chance. And then wide receiver Michael Wilson. Let's put some numbers up there. Somebody in the chat says, no, you're not biased. Colt sucks. That's funny. Jonathan, should we pick up Elliott? Yes. Absolutely. Somebody in the chat said this. Well, I ended up asking you guys on the community tab. I asked you guys this. Should the Arizona Cardinals pick up a running back, right? The unfortunate circumstance that happened to Marlon Mack, right? We all know what happened. If you guys don't know, make sure you're subscribed and put your notification bell so you're fully aware of what's going on, everything Cardinals. Marlon Mack is done for the season. Unfortunate circumstances, got a injury to his Achilles. He's done. It's very, very unfortunate. But the question to you guys on my community tab was, should the Arizona Cardinals go for a running back? And I listed Dalvin Cook, I listed Kareem Hunt, Ezekiel Elliott, Darrell Henderson, as well as Leonard Fournette. And people are like, no, don't do that because of, it's the same thing that Keim did. He's going to put these big people out here, your big names. Yo, two things to rebuttal that. A, the running back market is not the same as it was when Keim was a GM. It's not the same. It's not the same. The NFL right now does not value the running back. Do I agree with it? No, I don't, because I think they're really good studs that should get paid very, very well. Good money. But right now, the NFL does not value the running backs. Elliott would be good, especially a number 2, right? Behind Connor. That would be great. 1-2 punch. I would love that more than Marlon Mack. Absolutely. I think we should go running back. In the media, asked Jonathan Gannon, are we going to go after a running back now, being that's what happened to Marlon Mack? Jonathan Gannon said, we're going to do what's best for this organization. That's what we're going to do. What does that tell me? We're going to go after a running back. Absolutely. That tells me that. Yeah, we can wait to see what happens with Keontae Ingram. We can wait. We can see what happens. But y'all, give me Ezekiel Elliott behind James Conner. Dog. Bro, that would be amazing. Jason with another super chat. What's up, brother? He says, plus all that draft capital for next year. Oh, yeah, I agree. So our top 4 picks, Paris Johnson Jr., B.J. Ojulari, Garrett Williams, and Michael Wilson. If 50% of these guys work, damn. That's a good draft. Ugh, that's a good draft. And I mean premier starters, right? Like you got a solid piece on the offensive line, right tackle or left tackle, just depending on what the Cardinals decide to do as DJ Humphries gets older. 2 out of those 4, if they become starters for the Cardinals, dog, let's go. Oh yeah, we're set up for success draft-wise. We're set up for success young-wise, but they need to pan out too, right? Just because we have all this stuff doesn't mean it's going to transpire when we're getting all these people that don't really work out, right? We've seen multiple draft busts, including our own, but throughout the NFL in general, we've seen them. Somebody in the chat says, is Kareem Hunt still available? I think Kareem Hunt is still available at this moment, but there was a report that just came out maybe about an hour before we went live saying that Kareem Hunt is actually going to visit another team. Let me find out here again who that was. The Vikings. So so Kareem Hunt right now has already met with the Saints. Kareem Hunt has already met with the Colts. Hasn't got a deal with any of the guys. And now he's going to visit the Vikings. So yes, right now he is still available for the Arizona Cardinals to possibly bring him in. That would be amazing too. No lie. That would be amazing. Appreciate the contributions, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much. Appreciate it. Tim G coming up here with the $2 dono. He says Michael Wilson hits and we can get Marvin Harrison. Y'all. Think of this wide receiving core. Just imagine it. Close your eyes. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine this wide receiving core. If Michael Wilson hits. Yeah, if Michael Wilson hits. Marquise Hollywood Brown. Michael Wilson. Marvin Harrison Jr. You put Marquise Hollywood Brown in the slot. Give him being that speed guy. Get him out of the outside. Get the two big monsters on the outside. Oh my goodness. This wide receiving core is going to go on a 180. Flip on their ear. If Michael Wilson can hit. Facts. Marvin Harrison Jr., Michael Wilson, Marquise Hollywood Brown. Now, Marquise, I know contract is going to be coming up here pretty soon. I understand it. We might not see him for the future, but we'll see. That's a wide receiving core right there that sign me up in that. Sign me up on that. Absolutely. Jason coming up here with another super chat, another $2 dono. What's up, brother? He says, and a boat and loads of cap space for the next year. We got cap space. Yeah. Here's the thing. Here's something that people don't understand either. Well, I guess it's not that they don't understand, but this is, I guess, what I'm hearing Cardinal fans coming out here and saying, oh, why are the Cardinals going to do exactly what Steve Keim did, right? Getting these big names out here. Well, going back to what I was talking about, the NFL doesn't value running backs right now. They don't. That's probably why Kareem Hunt's moving to place to find a deal he actually wants to play for, right? That's probably why he's going back and forth. But right now, the Arizona Cardinals have $24.4 million in cap space right now. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals have $24.4 million in cap space. That doesn't come out of your pocket, Cardinal fans. It doesn't come out of your pocket. It's Bidwell, right? The organization. That's what it comes out of. Now, this might be one of those years where Michael Bidwell looked at himself in the mirror and said, I absolutely effed up. I shouldn't have extended Keim. I shouldn't have extended Cliff. I shouldn't have done all these things that I've done. Yeah, you're probably darn right. You're darn tootin' you're right. Nobody agreed on those extensions except for that guy. Nobody did. Maybe he's just trying to save some money right now. That probably is. But technically, the Arizona Cardinals have $24.4 million in cap space right now. They can go out there and get a running back. They can. They got the money. And if value serves us right, running backs don't cost very much more anymore, ladies and gentlemen. They don't. And if it's a one-year deal, that's not what Keim does, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take it back, right? Let's reel it back in real quick. Keim would be bringing somebody in for a $3 or $4 million deal. Oh, so no, he would be bringing in somebody for a 3 to 5 year deal. 12 plus $1 million a year. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is you need to bring in a running back, get one guy on a 1-year deal. Either that's Kareem Hunt, Dalvin Cook, Leonard Fournette, Darrell Henderson, or whoever your pleasing is, right? Somebody said out there, somebody told me like, oh, maybe we should bring David Johnson back. Okay, at this point, why not, right? I like David Johnson. It sucks what happened when he got paid, right? He wasn't the same player after that. But the Arizona Cardinals don't have to pay a lot of money for a running back. They don't. The value wasn't there for the NFL anymore. And we got $24.4 million in cap. If we don't do anything, then we know it's the Bidwell just being Bidwell, right? He's just like, nah, bro, we're not going to open up this checkbook. We're gonna try to get merch. We're going to try to get this merch sold, right? These new jerseys out. That's what's going to happen. Get him on a 1-year deal. There's nothing other than Bidwell's money, which obviously that's his decision. There's nothing the Arizona Cardinals have to lose. We're talking about a 1-year deal. We're not talking about multi-year deal, right? We're talking about somebody to be behind James Conner. Give that 1-2 punch. Running back by committee. Seems like what we're moving to. Somebody in the chat says maybe Eno. Eno had a very unfortunate injury. I think he was with the Saints, and he has a season-ending injury. I don't think Eno Benjamin's going to be lacing up in the NFL this year. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. I like Eno Benjamin. If you guys have been rocking with this channel for quite some time, you know I love Eno Benjamin. I was on his side as much as you can be on anybody's side, right? Yeah, it's very unfortunate. He got a season-ending injury, and I believe he was with the Saints, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody that just says, bring back our boy Chosen Rosen. Oof. Chosen Rosen, although some people believe that he didn't get a fair opportunity, he was been on a lot of teams, and he just never took advantage of his opportunities. So I don't think we're going to be seeing Chosen Rosen anytime soon. Somebody in the chat says, trade Kyler in 2024? Ask me at the end of the season. Ask me at the end of the season. Ask me at the end of the season. That's all I'll say. Right now, nah. Right now, we're continuing. Right now, we're pushing through. We're hoping JG is going to put the money where his mouth is, right? JG's been saying a lot of the great things, man. Like a lot of good stuff. Just TBD right now. Somebody in the chat said, yeah, Leonard Fournette. Yeah, he's still available. Is Kevin Kolb still available? Oh, sheesh. Surprised you didn't say Derek Anderson, Max Hall, Matt Leinart. Oof. We went through an array of quarterbacks between the Kurt Warner days and the Palmer days. It was ugly. It was ugly. Is anybody going to this game? Let me know in the chat here below, ladies and gentlemen. Is anybody going to this game today? I understand it's a preseason game. If you guys don't already follow me on all my social platforms, definitely do so, because I'm going to be giving you guys as much real-time updates as I possibly can. If you guys don't follow me here. All my platforms, all the handles are right here. Obviously, we got the YouTube, we got the Instagram, then we got the Twitter right down here. It's at the @ So at the AZ Sports Fan 1 for Twitter, at the AZ Sports Fan for Instagram, and then obviously you guys are YouTube, so you guys are probably here. But I'm going to be doing my best to do real-time updates, kind of let you guys know what's going on, my takes and stuff like that. We will be doing a video late today. This game is probably not going to be over till 10, so it might be a late drop. If not tonight, then maybe tomorrow morning, just depending on how it's going to work out. So we'll see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're hitting the hour mark. We're about to close shop. Somebody in the chat says, I'm not wasting money on this game. Got bills to pay. That's fair. That's fair. Somebody in the chat says, John Skelton, long neck, used to have my... John Skelton. Oh, I've heard that name in a while. Sheesh. Yeah, we'll see, y'all. We'll see. We're coming here to the hour mark, ladies and gentlemen. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I truly am very happy about this new regime. I'm happy about the new era. I'm happy to see what this new coaching staff, front office, new young talented roster, hopefully fingers crossed, is going to look like. We'll see. I'm interested to see our fan turnout in the games this season. Oh yes, well then you need to follow me on my social platforms, because that's what I say a lot. I'm always like, this is an empty stadium, especially if I'm at these games. This is empty. Is it full? I'll definitely let you know. So let me know. Follow me on my social platforms. Smash that like button for sure. Absolutely. If you guys haven't done so, we got over 106 people here in the chat. Definitely go ahead and smack up that like button. Do it for the algorithm. Make sure that other lonely Arizona Cardinal fan that either lives in Arizona or in the East Coast or in the north part of the country knows that this channel exists. Smack up that like button, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be closing shop here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Today, what we covered was just basically football coming back, what to expect, who to look out for, and then expectations for the season, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking to everybody. Have a great rest of your day as always, and go Cards.